Sunrise peeking through the blinds, a brand new day. Got the rhythm pumping in my chest, gonna chase the blues away. Woke up smiling, no doubt in my mind what I'm gonna do. Gonna step right out into the light and see my dreams come true. Yeah,
Dr. Laurie Davis, aka the Recovery Mechanic, is the real deal. Straight talk, wisdom, rich content, and humor best describes her presence as a show host. Master educator, entrepreneur, author, and as an international professional speaker, she has made her mark in serving others from all walks of life. Get out your notepads, as Dr. Laurie always has something to say you will want to remember. From her meager beginnings with a business at the age of 12, her educational career, and for the past 40 years as an entrepreneur, Dr. Laurie's experience and ability to mentor others far exceed the norm. She holds an honorary doctorate in humanitarianism for her decades of work in the global communities. Broadcasting has been a professional passion since her first appearance on radio in 1998. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join our host, Dr. Laurie Davis.
Peeking through the blinds, a brand new day.
Well, good morning, everyone. Oh boy, can we get rid of that? Yes, we can. Good morning. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done a show. Oh my goodness, my puppy passed away, and I was supposed to have this beautiful woman on the show a couple of weeks ago, and when Pride passed away, I just wasn't in the space to do a show. But anyway, glad to be back and happy to welcome our beautiful guest from South Africa this morning, all the way in from South Africa. Here she is. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. How are you?
I'm good, and you, Doc? I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, we're good. Well, we should just call each other Doc. I'll say, hi, Doc. And you can say, hey, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah, you bet. Well, it's exciting to have you here today because you deal with relationships and
Yes.
as in couples. And I love that because there's so many people who need that kind of support, especially in today's world. So I'm married. You're married. You have children, right?
Yes, I have 3.
3. How old are they?
My first one will be 14 years, October. Then
Oh.
11, 14, 11, and 3.
Oh, wow. Nice. So you're a busy woman. You
Very
are
busy.
You're a coach, you're a mentor, you're a researcher. I mean, you've done a lot, accomplished a lot so far. So why don't we start with your passion? What are you the most passionate about when it comes to working with people? Over to you.
Okay. My passion is very simple. When as a researcher and as a coach, my passion is to help people to build their whole individual, become whole themselves, so that they can be able to build a healthy relationship with from a place of wholeness, with wisdom and purpose. So that's my passion. Like in a short, if you take it in a short sentence.
Well, exactly. And you shared with me before the show, I'd love you to share it with our audience about we need to be healthy first.
Yeah.
Do you want to go down that path for us?
No, it's okay. I can. Yes, I understand that there is need for someone to be self-aware of themselves before getting into relationship. Yes, I know that relationship is a daily thing. We relate with people at every time we go, but still, when you are not aware of who you are, you're not aware of yourself, maybe how to handle your emotions, how to communicate properly, you will not be able to make that out of most of people, like gain from people or impact in people's life. Let me put it that way. So as a single person, there is need for you to know yourself before getting into relationship, before even getting to marry, because you are complete before you get into marriage. Marriage does not complete anyone. Then as a married couple, in as much as you are in there, there is also need for you to build emotional intelligence, to also know yourself, to be able to handle resentment or conflict whenever it arises. So
Mhm.
these are the things that we do. I do in Love Part, yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, I have a theory. Um, I'd love to get your opinion on this theory, but I always share with my clients, women marry potential. So in other words, they look at this guy and they go, well, if he was married to me, he wouldn't be drinking anymore. So I'm going to get him to not be drinking anymore. And he'll do that because he's going to be marrying me. Or I'll help him get his education so then he can be a better provider. So women marry potential. And I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but and then men, they marry a girl or a woman and pray to the good Lord above that she never changes. What do you think of that?
Yes, people do that. You're not even far from me, Doc, because I see some men after they during their bachelor time, they will just use their time, enjoy themselves with other women. Now they want to marry, you will see them going for a God-fearing woman
Yeah.
because they want to marry a a woman that knows God. But the thing is that yes, it happened, but that does not it's not a criteria to have that you're going to have a healthy relationship. It's not a criteria
Mhm.
because someone can still change and you
Mhm.
cannot change someone. I've seen women say, when I marry my husband, I know I'm going to change him because I'm going to bring him to know God, or I'm going to change the way he behaves. And you end up not doing so. You can't change an adult, you know that. You can't. You can only tell an adult or communicate to an adult, but that you can't just force the adult to change. So
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't believe in that.
Yes, I know. And actually, believe it or not, I've documented this. About 50% of the calls that I get from couples needing assistance are guys. It's the men who are calling and saying, hey, and then they'll make the grave mistake of saying, oh, I just want to get us back to where we used to be. And I would say, oh, no, because if we do that and get you back to where you used to be, you'll be coming to see me next year. So we don't want to go back. We just want to make it better, right?
True, true,
Yeah.
true.
So how do you feel about the idea of this is my thought, and I'd love to have your opinion on this, but wouldn't you say that most of the couples that you've worked with, it really came down to communication,
Yeah,
a lack of good communication,
communication. True,
like they don't know how to talk to each other,
true.
right? Right.
Yes.
So what do you do to support them with that?
Yeah, I think the first is, like I said, communication. Communication is the heartbeat of every relationship, is the heartbeat. When you don't know how to, communication is different from talking. Yes, I'm talking, but I might not be communicating, or the partner is not listening or understanding what you're saying, but you have been talking. So, how to go to down to help the couple learn communication is what we call play a role of listening. Learn to listen to your partner. Yes, you might have everything against what your partner is saying at the moment. Maybe it's not your opinion, but just be calm and listen to your partner. Let your partner finish first before you. So when your partner finish, you'll be able to understand the area they are going and be able to navigate. Is it okay? Okay, I understand you. Yes, I agree with what you're saying, but can we do it this way? Can we do it the other way? You see, now both of you are talking in a calm voice. It might end up one person decision, but when both of you are just talking, everybody is making like, I want my way to be done. Nobody understood each other. So I would just advise couple that it would be nice whenever a topic or something is raised, or partners raise opinion, let's learn to listen to one another, because that listening will help us to understand and be able to learn to understand the expression. Just learn how to express your needs in a calmly voice. Not You must not necessarily shout for you to know that you are expressing yourself, because back here, down here in Africa, women, we have this voice, we know how to raise our voice, and it's not, sometimes it might not be we want to raise, but that is the tone of our voice. But if we can learn how to calm down, create that emotional balance, a safe environment for the both partners to listen to each other, I think that will help the communication. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. You have some friends dropping by here. There are people in the studio backstage listening to us. And did you invite some friends to join us
Yes,
today?
I did. I have a group, so a
Oh,
community, so I did invite them.
I see Eunice is here and Quasari, am I saying it correctly? Welcome to this. Welcome to, we'll bring you up if you wish after. We'll bring you up so we can see you. But if not, they can see us. They're behind us in the green room, so they're watching us as we speak. So that's
Okay,
terrific.
Doc.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
Doc.
you. Thank you for coming and showing up. That's great. Support your friends. It's always good. She's waving to me. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm getting used to pronouncing better. The African names. It's different for us, and so I'm getting kind of better at that. But I'm not perfect yet. That's for sure. That's for sure. So, Doc, back to you. Now, you have written a book. Let's talk about that. What's the title of your book, and
Oh,
what is it
okay.
about? And what's it
Okay,
about?
the book is a courtship compass. I call it courtship compass. The reason why I call it courtship compass is that most of the times what people seems to call courtship is not what they do during the time of courtship.
Hmm.
For people, courtship, they look at it as a time for going out for dates, laughing and holding hands together, smiling, but that is not the aim of courtship. Courtship Compass is a book I wrote to tell people that during courtship, there is need to go down, sit down, and discuss some important things that need to be discussed before you enter into marriage. One of the things you need to discuss about finances,
Hmm.
discuss about in-laws, how to handle in-laws, discuss about childbearing, because
Hmm.
there's so many things to discuss. Discuss about how to structure our family. But that's the time for courtship. That's your lies, your discard. But the thing is that people go on for dates. We are going out for dates. They will just drink and eat and go home. So courtship compresses is out there to tell singles like that, yes, during your courtship, make sure you discuss important things. Make
Right.
sure you discuss important things. For example, I'm using myself as example. By God's grace, I'm almost 15 years of my marriage by January. So there are things that need to be discussed before you enter into marriage. I've seen people, I've counseled a couple, they were having issues because the man had some past childhood experience that was unresolved, and he entered into marriage with it.
Yes.
So it becomes a problem because now is a child experience unresolved. It becomes a problem. You will see some couple will say, a man will look at the wife and say, yes, you must be doing this because my father used to do that to my mother. So because your father is doing that, so your wife have to be treated the same way. So during that courtship, there's need to discuss this kind of things. Discuss your finances. Are we having a joint account? Are we going to have a separate account? What are we going to use our joint account to do? How investment are we going to do for our children? How many children are we going to have? You see, some people will enter marriage without discussing that. This one will say, I want 5 children. The wife will say, I want 3. and they'll end up having issues. So these are what the book is all about.
That sounds great. Yeah, because in the courtship, yeah, you're trying to make a good impression.
Yeah,
You're trying to win the person over, right?
true.
So you are charming and beautiful all the time, and um, yeah, that's good. That's good news. And one of the issues that I've experienced when working with couples, and I'm sure you have too, so I'd love to get your feed on this, but I do a little section called power and control.
Okay.
Power and control. And what are the signs when I'm feeling like I'm being controlled in the relationship? What are some ways, what are some tactics that are being used to try and control me? And this works both ways because I've seen men
Yeah.
who are being controlled, and I also have seen women. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you see that when you're working with your couples?
Okay. Having a power of control, that's a very good, nice one. Thank you, Doc, for that question. The truth is that in as much as the Bible says the husband is the head of the family, but in as much as you are the head of the family, you were not going to control a woman, a wife, because you think you are the head. So one of the signs I noticed that the husband tried to control is whereby a man will tell, or like you said, is vice versa. Yes, it is. It's not only for the men or for the women. I've seen a woman also control a man. It's not only for the man. So controlling your partner is not a good thing. You don't control someone. You don't. There's something I said, a scenario that happened some time ago with someone. The husband wants her to always off her phone. Like if he's coming, you should off her phone and don't answer any call so long as he's there. You don't answer any call. I'm here now. So you don't answer call. So so it means that so anytime the husband wants to come, so long as the wife is on call and immediately she heard the footstep of the husband, she will quickly off her phone. So that one for me is control because it's not there's difference between respect and fear.
Mhm.
Yes, our respect is different from these two. You are meant to respect your husband, not to fear him.
Right.
So whereby it goes now to so long as I'm in this house, you don't call, you don't answer phone, but you are free to answer your phone because you is your business partners calling you according to you. But now she's not free to answer. It becomes like you are now controlling the wife because you think you are the head of the family. Then when it comes to women, because the kitchen is you, or we say the kitchen belongs to you, is your kitchen. You now control what you want. The husband is telling you, I want to eat this is what I want to eat. You say, no, this is what I prepare. This is what you must eat. It's what you must eat. You see, it becomes like you're now controlled because you think you are the one that maybe perhaps your husband don't know how to cook. So now he's in the mercy of you
Hmm.
because you don't want to go. So now it's also control. So I
Yeah.
don't know if these two things
Yeah.
in area matches what you want to ask, Doc.
Yeah, those are great examples. Great examples. And I had a client one time. I wasn't working with the couple, I was just working with him. And he was a big man, like 6'4", and he was a police officer, and he was an undercover drug officer. So he was in the streets every day, fighting with the drug dealers, probably shooting people, I don't know, but really scary stuff that he did all day long, right?
Yeah.
And he told me he would go home at night and go in the driveway and sit in his vehicle for a good 15 minutes to get up enough courage to go in and face the wife.
You can imagine
Right?
that.
He was terrified of her But yet during the day, he was out there duking it out with the drug dealers and really scary
Sure.
stuff. He said, "I'm terrified of her." I went, "Oh my goodness." So eventually they came for some relationship help, right?
True.
Well, the other thing too is, how when, and you know this from your own experience, we parent the way we were parented, and you swear, "I am never going to speak to my children the way my mother did." And then the
Mhm.
next thing you know, mom is coming out of your mouth, right? You say something, you went, "Whoa, that's mom." So where did we learn? A lot of my clients came from broken homes or not dysfunctional families. So really, many of us didn't really grow up understanding what does a healthy relationship look like,
Like, true.
because we didn't have those role models. Like, what's a good wife look like? What's a good husband look like? And so then we come into the relationships and we bring all of our baggage with us, like you said
Baggages.
earlier, right? I've
Mhm.
been married 3 times. So something didn't work out, obviously. The
Mhm.
my most recent marriage, we've been together 35 years. So, I finally got it right. But but we have to look at who were my role models. What do you know about, like, do you want to share what your thoughts on that? Am I the same wife my mom was, or did I decide to do something different? Or what if I didn't even know what that looked like? How do I have a healthy relationship if I didn't grow up in one?
In one. True. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, especially whereby throughout your childhood, there's nothing like that, like a healthy relationship. So you see, you enter a relationship like you don't know where to start from. Obviously you will start behaving like where you come from. Yes.
Mhm.
So that's why we put up a love path consultancy where we teach people how to build a healthy relationship. So whenever, if I should say for someone that is going through such a thing, I would say yes, there is nobody that is a role model. The major role model we have is God. Yes, God is the role model we have. But still, there are people that pass through that kind of experience that are there to guide you. For example, you told me you were married for 3 years now. So for 3 times now, that means you will be able to guide someone on how to make it right. You understand how to build a healthy. So for someone that is struggling on how to build a healthy relationship, I would say there is need to look for mentorship, people that will counsel you. And also, there is need for learning. Learning is important and allowing yourself to pass through the process. Because one thing I believe in life is intentionality. If you are intentional, you tell yourself, I'm intentional, I want to make it right. I don't want my marriage to be like my father's marriage or my mother's marriage. I want my own to be different. You put in your best, you become intentional about every aspect of your marriage. You hold your partner hands and say, yes, I know we are two different individuals, but we can do this. We can do this with intentionality. So whenever you see like that, two couple come together with that intentionality to give their children the best they can. Yes, it might not be the best, but they can give the best they can. It means intentionality has come. Commitment is there also. Intentionality and learning each other way. Yes, I fall, you hold me. I fall, you hold me. No one is perfect, but we can make it happen. We can build that healthy relationship with intentionality. And that's why some mentorships are there out there to help you. Just a reliable one that can hold your hands and you see it work out. For example, I want to give another example. I coupled last week. I noticed that the gentleman is suffering from what I call childhood experience, past childhood experience, to that make him to do the things that he is doing. So he in front of me, When you look at two couple, you come to counsel them. When you will know that these couples, the wine of their marriage is not finished, is when there is calmness. I was looking at them, I noticed that the wine is still there. It's just a matter of some aspects of assumption, lack of communication, or not understanding is the only thing that is missing because they still love each other. So the
Hmm.
man look at the wife and say to the wife, if she can give me time, if she can give me time to arrive where she wants me to be, I'm ready, I'm open to learn. I'm open to walk through this with her. You understand? So that will
Hmm.
show you that the man is suffering from what we call childhood experience. He
Hmm.
wants his marriage to work. He
Right.
wants his marriage to work and he's intentional about it. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I always share with my couples, happy couple, happy children. Um, Unhappy couple, unhappy children.
Happy
What do you know
children. True.
about that?
True. Yes, it affects the children as well automatically.
Hmm.
True.
Hmm. Exactly. So another thing that maybe some tips on you could think of, give us a couple of ideas or tips. Let's say right now I'm in a relationship and it's not going well, and one of the ways that people treat that is the silent treatment. In other words, there is no communication. They are just like, they're not sleeping together anymore and they're not talking together anymore. And I always say, well, if I want a roommate, I can go online and get a roommate. Um, I can go on Kijiji and get a roommate. So when you have a couple, what are some ways for couples to get the communication started? If they've gone downhill and they're in a bad place, uh, what would you recommend in a situation like that? So let's say they
Okay.
came to you for help. So
Yeah.
what would be the first thing you would talk to them about?
Okay. If they come for me for help, one of the things I will say is there is need to sit down and talk about it.
Hmm.
Sometimes we say to ourselves, I don't want issues. I just don't want problem. Let me keep quiet.
Right.
You keep quiet. You don't want to say it out. You are inside you. The pain is disturbing. Like you are bubbling. You're very angered, but you don't want to talk about it. Maybe the day you want to, there was a time you wanted to raise some issue like that. Your voice was silenced by your partner. So because your voice was silenced, next time you don't want to discuss about it. The truth is that yes, you don't want to discuss about it, but it still keep piling. The day you will burst, it will be like the heaven floor. So instead of to avoid that piling of matters, there is need to always talk about it. Sit down and talk about it. Whatever it is, just sit down. Both of you, yes, you did this, you did one or those, you did. I don't like what you did. Let me hear your reason of what you did. Then we talk about it. So my advice to couple on lack of communication is to start talking. Learn to express yourself. Learn
Mhm.
to express your feeling. I don't feel good about what you did. Yes. Why did you do this and that? He or she will explain. So the best way to learn to communicate is to start talking about it. Learn
Mhm.
to express yourself. Don't bottle it up because bottling it up does not solve any problem. I've not seen where it solves problem. Rather, the day you will speak up, you will remember those once you are bottled up. A small problem will now become so big because
Mhm.
it's now unresolved. It's now become unresolved issue. So lack of communication brings a lot of conflict, and it starts by this unresolved issue that was not resolved, and that's how it grows from that pace. But whereby there is communication, You do something today, I will come. We talked about it tomorrow. You and we talk about it tomorrow. We learn each other, and that way we'll be able to understand each other boundaries. Another thing again is that there is need also for healthy boundaries in any relationship. There is need to respect each other boundaries and build a healthy boundaries. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome, Doc. So, exactly, exactly. Have you ever worked with couples where one of the partners had cheated?
Yes, yes, Doc.
Well, when you were talking about, and we're going to talk about that too, but when you were talking about, couples not talking and saying, if you don't go there, because I don't know about you, but I have clients who say, "Oh, Lori, I don't want to go there." Well, if you don't want to go there, you're never going to fix anything, right?
True,
Right?
true,
So it's the same thing.
true.
So let's get back to uh, working with couples where one or both of them maybe have been unfaithful in the relationship. That's a tough one, isn't it?
Very, very, very tough one. You know why I started laughing when you mentioned that is that most of the times it's always the case. It's always the case of cheating. And is a tough one because most when you face that kind of a case in front of you, that's where we always ask for wisdom. God, give me wisdom,
Yeah.
because you don't want to be the one that scatter a union. You don't want to be involved in this and scattering a union that was ordained by God. So you
Mhm.
need all the wisdom to be able to navigate whatever it is and help them. So with that, yes, I've worked with such couple. There's some of them, it's not even like what they want. It's not like they wake up one morning and wanted to cheat on their partner. There's a case I have like that. They don't just wake up to start cheating on their partner. Something happened
Yes.
that they started going out, and it becomes now a habit. It becomes now a habit that any slighted provocation out. Any slighted, you made me angry, I will go out because you think you have a second option out there. You talk to me anyhow, I will go out there. So it becomes like a now a routine. So in that case, working with such couple is something we have even apply a therapy, because some of them they have been addicted to it. It's now
Yes.
like an addiction. It's
Yes.
now like an addiction that I can let go. Whereby you see one of them wants to let go, but the third party, I mean the third party that came into two of them don't want to let go,
Oh,
can
yeah.
even go as far as blackmailing them.
Mhm.
You understand? So
Mhm.
now you see it becomes like a complicated issue that needs that, like I said, it needs wisdom. So the way to healing, that's where healing process starts. And healing is a process. The way to you start to take that person that the person that is cheating on a healing process. In fact, together with the couple on a healing process, because both of them need to heal. The other partner is feeling hot, and the other one is asking, I want to come out, but I don't know how to. I want to stop this, but I don't know how to. So I need help. Yes, I need help. I know I'm hurting my partner, but I need help. So you now have to take two of them on the ride. And why I say taking two of them on the ride is that there is every need that the other partner that is faithful need to support this one, so
Mhm.
that he or she can stop.
Yeah.
There is any need to support, regardless of how hot he or she is. There is need to support, so long as both of them are still interested in that marriage. So they
Mhm.
need to work, put their hands together and work together to be able to defeat the third partner, to be
Mhm.
able to say to the third partner, the one that came inside, that we are done, we are done. We are no longer doing this. So
Mhm.
if both of them are not working together, it becomes difficult because someone can walk up and say to you, I've stopped cheating. How do you know if they have stopped cheating? Yeah, how do you know? So I would just say to the person that is faithful one, work together. If you still want the marriage to continue, I would say forgive, let go through the healing process and work with your partner to get that matter resolved. I think
Mhm.
it's the way I would advise that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, that's exactly sounds wonderful. I hadn't thought of it that way. I have worked with couples because here where I live, a lot of our men, they make a lot of money, but they have to be away to do that. So the women are home with the family, and he's gone for 2, 3 weeks at a time, maybe a month, and then comes home. And I remember I had this little couple, and they had 2 little kids, and he had cheated, and she was devastated. So they did come and see me. And so I just asked him the question. I said, so what would cause you, because she was beautiful and they were successful and they had everything. I said, well, what caused you to cheat? Well, he said, our baby is 3 and we've never had sex since then. So I was getting a little, anxious. And she looked at him and said, oh, you know what I'm feeling? I caused it. You see, taking responsibility for
Mhm,
your part in why the other person is cheating in the first place.
mhm,
And that little couple got it back together. And later on, I had a little note from them stating that it had been 5 years since they had come and worked with me, that they'd had the best 5 years of their marriage ever
yeah,
yet.
true,
Right.
true.
So, but trust gets broken, and then that's where people get really hurt, and then they do crazy
True.
things.
Yeah.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
The thing is that if you are a couple or a partner that always go out at every small provocation from your partner, you go out to without that's essence of communication we are talking about. Not
mhm,
you see what happened with these two now. There was no communication, like what you said.
mhm.
If it was communication, I'm sure the lady would have adjusted.
Right.
Yes, she caused it by letting, but if there were communication, a good communication between both, the man wouldn't have go out
That's
to
right.
that effect. So that's why there is need for that communication.
Mhm,
So so that's why I keep saying don't go out at every little provocation of your partner, just you use that as an excuse for
mhm,
your own that you cheated on your partner. It becomes
mhm,
like an excuse. Yes, you might think you did it once. I only did it once, but that once becomes it will graduate to another time. It keep on
mhm.
graduating to another time, and you notice become now a norm that at every slight provocation, just a slight one, you say you walk out of it and go out and have fun, like they used to say is having fun. So it's a it's a problem.
Yes. So we know now that the divorce rate is pretty much 50% here. So, 1 in 2 couples divorce here in America, and that's high. It almost makes you wonder, do I want to take that 50% chance and lose all my stuff all over again? Or what, so the divorce rate's very high. And also, uh, we know too that people who lose children, the chances of that relationship sticking together is very slim. If they've lost a baby or they've lost a child, that really impacts the grieving process, and people don't grieve the same way. So it's very risky business getting married, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. Doc, what do you think? Getting married is risky business.
You see the way you call it a business. the way the way you call it a business is what make me to laugh. Well, from the beginning, marriage is a union that's supposed to be sweet. It's a
Yes.
union that's supposed to go like very sweet according to the way Bible said it. The way God established the union. But still, because of one or two, it looks as if getting married now is now a crisis. I've been a single people because I have a group community that singles are there. They will come to my inbox. You see them telling you that because of one or two persons get marriage, I don't want to get married. I don't think I'm interested in getting married because of one and two issues. So I keep on advising you can use because of one person and say you will not get married. Yes, divorce is all over there out there because it still boils out on what I said before getting into relationship. There is need to know yourself.
Hmm.
There is need to discover who you are. There is need for you to know your emotional triggers. What triggers your emotions? Emotional maturity. A lot of men out there are married not because they are ready for marriage. They marry because we want to make babies. I want to have children. I'm married because my parents say I should marry. They are married because my friends are getting married. They are having children that are calling them daddy, daddy, daddy. So they now jump also and get married, which is not the right thing. And you see that kind of person entered marriage without knowing what marriage is all about, without having a perception of what am I entering into. You're not having like a first-hand information of what marriage is all about. And you see the way they entered marriage is within 1 year, they already start complaining. They already seeing it that this woman is occupying my space. Is occupying my space. Is not filling my space. I want to have my space back. As if someone asked you to go and get her. You went and get her. So all I'm saying is that as individual that we are, we need to work on ourselves. We need to work on ourselves becoming whole individually before you start working on someone. You can't give what you don't have. If you don't have emotional maturity, you can't give emotional maturity. If you don't have emotional and not understand yourself, you can't give it. If I don't know my strength and weakness, when I'm sad, what am I feeling at the moment? Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling, you can't even be able to relate. When someone say they're feeling anxious, you can't relate. So there is need for us to hold ourselves, go back to our drawing board and learn to develop and look at ourselves, develop ourselves, be self-aware of ourselves, of our what and what that entails to become whole individually, so that we can be able to build a relationship. As for people already on the verge of divorce already, there is still if you're not divorced yet, there is still hope for coming
Hmm.
back.
Hmm.
There is still hope to come back. Yes. Whatever that is broken, trust can be amended. And healing is possible. Healing is very, very much possible. It's a process, but you can walk through it and come out strong. If only you allow yourself and say, I want to heal. I want to heal. I want my relationship to be better. It's just a matter of intentionality, a matter of sitting yourself down and talking to yourself that I want to do better as a father. I want to do better as a husband. I want to do better as a mother. I want to do better as a wife. If all of us can talk to ourselves, one day I was in the church, the pastor was saying, sometimes call yourself a meeting, sit yourself down and call yourself a meeting.
I
You
love
know?
that.
There is need to call ourselves a meeting, sit down, talk to yourself, which the only advice you can listen is the one you gave to yourself, not the one someone gave you. Because if I come and say to you, you must change, you think I'll be imposing change on you. But it's you that will tell yourself, you know what, I want to be a better person. then you go back to your drawing board and walk through the process, which a lot of counselors are out there, a lot of mentors that have walked through that process are ready to hold your hands and walk through that process with you. And you see everything will be okay. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome. Excellent. Wonderful. All right, I'm just going to put your contact info up here. We're almost done our show. 45 minutes have gone by already. And I know, it was fun. And by the way, viewers, we did not coordinate our outfits today. My scarf keeps slipping down. I want to keep pulling it up. But we both wore red, and we did not talk about that. This is happening to me so much lately. And the other thing I want to mention to you is on my wall is a
What happened now? I think I lost her.
There we are.
Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Thank you for hanging in. What I was going to do, I moved my laptop to show you this painting up here. I have a painting up here of my kids. Can you see this painting?
Yes, yes.
And you know who painted that? In 1999, a lady, her signature's on the bottom of that painting, Lovelyn.
Oh, wow.
What are the chances of that? It's right on there,
Wow,
Lovelyn. She was a
wow.
client of ours, and she painted that as a gift. I went, Lovelyn, all right. Apologize for the interruption, a bit of technology challenges there, but here we are. And the show is streaming live on YouTube. So all we do is ask you to go into YouTube, search Laurie Davis show host, subscribe, and you can share the show from there, everybody. Okay? So it's archived. So thank you so much. What do people call you, Doc, when they don't call you Doc?
Okay, just my name.
Say it.
Just
Say
my
it.
name. Ebere
Ebere.
Lovelyn. Yes,
Oh,
that's you pronounce it nicely, or you can say Lovelyn. Like one of my boss at work used to call Lovelyn. He doesn't call Ebere, so I think Lovelyn is much easier for people.
right.
Yeah,
And my artist has spelt it exactly the same way. So
thank
there
you.
you go. So thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure
Uh,
having you as a guest.
I wanted to just drop one word for people out there.
Yes.
And that word, that my final word tonight in all that we have been discussing is to say that when people discover who they are, when people discover who they are, heal from whatever that held them back, whatever emotional pain that held them back, and build with intention and build their relationship with intention, or whatever they're doing with intention. They don't just change their own lives alone. They don't just change their own lives alone. They change their generation. They change a whole community. They change a whole generation. So it's left for us to take the bull by the horn to say, we are going to work on ourselves. We are going to heal from whatever that hold us back from becoming who we're supposed to be. We are going to build our relationship with intention, and you will see we'll change our generation. Everybody will be okay. Community will be fine. So that's my final word for people out there. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. That's very words of wisdom for everybody today. So thank you to our viewers. We had some people visiting backstage because you shared the link, and it's been a wonderful conversation. So we'll be in touch, and thanks for being here. Bye for
Thank you
now,
for
everyone.
having
Bye.
me. Bye.